for the Outlaws. Miller going to be playing center field in this one for Oneonta. Miller coming over from Herkimer Community College. And Miller now stepping in the box, and we're just about ready to go here from Canton Field. First pitch of the night coming from Oneonta is going to be a check swing called strike, and we're underway. Oneonta entering this game has a 12.6 ERA in 10 innings pitched. 0-1 coming from Andy. That's hit out towards shortstop. Goforth going to range to his left, making the throw deep in the range, but that's going to be an infield single from Trey Miller. He beats that one out. Not a too hard hit ball by Trey Miller, but he's able to beat that one out. Goforth not rushing up to that ball rather quickly. That'll bring up Dylan Broderick. Broderick, an all-star for the Oneonta Outlaws. Oneonta comes in with 3 all-stars, while Saugerties has 3 from the midseason. Oneonta checks over on at first, but nothing doing as Miller gets in safely. Broderick hitting .316 during the first month of the season with 3 home runs and 22 RBIs. Another all-star, and Devin Boone stands on deck. First pitch coming to Broderick is going to be taken inside for a strike. Nicely framed by the catcher and Ty. Talk more about Ty when he comes up to bat, but he comes over from Georgia Southern like his Stallion teammate in Javon Ray, who made a relief appearance in the game yesterday against Glens Falls. Another throw back to first, and that one close, but no dice there. Miller able to get back in safely. Miller, a relatively fast runner on that first base bag, so Oneonta can have to keep close watch on at him. Broderick hitting a 1,000 average against Oneonta. Another check back at first, and this time he got him. Third time's the charm for Andy Oneonta, and he picks off Trey Miller for the first out. How about that from Andy Oneonta? Persistence pays off sometimes, as now Jake Scarron and the entire rest of the infield going to be backing up on Broderick. 0-1 coming to Dylan. He hits that one out towards second. Fish ranging towards his left. The throw on the grass will be in time. 2 quick outs for the Saugerties Stallions, and Oneonta now starting to find a rhythm. Now Devin Boone, the the shortstop, going to be coming up for Oneonta. Boone, another one of those midseason all-stars for Oneonta on the year. First pitch he'll see from Oneonta is hit out towards shortstop. Goforth with another chance on the throw. It comes over, and that's high, but Scron able to handle it. Quick inning for Andy Oneonta as he gives up 1 hit, but nothing else as we're heading into the bottom of the first inning. Still no score, Canton Field. Don't go anywhere. More action coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallions baseball brought to you by Bob Garrick Septic. Honest, dependable, reliable. If you need it pumped out, call Bob. And by Diamond Mills. World-class amenities and refined luxury. Bottom of the first inning coming up here at Canton Field. Stallions top of the lineup. Going to get their first crack at today's pitcher for Oneonta in Joel Hayner. This will be his first appearance against the Stallions, his 4th overall appearance on the year so far. Taking a quick look at the lineup for the Stallions, brought to you by Amatech, supplier to military and aerospace. Jelani Rogers leads things off, followed by Evan Goforth. Brandon Fish and Jake Scron at their usual 3 and 4 spots. Garrison Berkeley moving down in the lineup. He'll hit 5th. Garrett Michelle normally hits at that 5 spot, but he'll move down 1 spot to number 6. JP Ty making his first appearance in the lineup at number 7. Kip Fuger's back in the lineup at number 8. And Colin Mackel and Mason Speaker are going to round things up. Just about ready to resume play here in Saugerties, New York. A beautiful day with very few clouds in sight for the Stallions' first home game in almost a week. And now I'll bring up the Santa Fe commit in Jelani Rogers. Rogers had the game off against Glens Falls and was the Ulster Savings Player of the game 2 days ago against the Albany Dutchmen. Had 3 hits and 2 RBIs in that game. First pitch coming to Jelani, a breaking ball that finds the zone for strike 1. Jelani normally flipping back and forth with Max Codier as the leadoff man. The 0-1 coming. That's cut on and missed in the dirt. Codier getting the day off for the 2nd straight day. Recently announced his commitment to West Virginia University, where he'll be playing next season. For now, Rogers in an 0-2 hole. Pitch coming from Hayner, and Rogers going to get a defensive swing off and foul that one into the netting. Rogers so far this year hitting .290 with 10 RBIs so far. Hayner has a 2.25 ERA in his 12 innings pitched so far this year. Just going to be his 2nd start of the year so far for the Outlaws. Rogers still down in the count 0-2. Hayner delivers, and Rogers chops that one out towards right field, and in comes Broderick, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. Jelani Rogers hits the perfect spot out towards that shallow right field. Oh, excuse me. He actually made the catch. Broderick was able to slide and make that grab. So it's going to be a really good first out and one that fooled me. Now Evan Goforth going to come up. So there's going to be 1 down for the Stallions as Goforth comes up to bat. First pitch he'll see from Hayner is going to be fouled back over that bleacher area right by the Oneonta dugout. Goforth is on a 3-game hitting streak, rather. It went 1 for 5 in the Glens Falls game. 0-1 coming to Goforth. That breaking ball just finds the inside part of the zone. Goforth showing his effectiveness on the base path in these past couple games. 4 stolen bases in his last 2 outings, 3 of them coming against the Dutchman. 0-2 coming to him, and he swings and misses on that one for strike 3. It's a foul tip, rather, but same result. First strikeout of the match, and first one for Hayner on the day. And now Brandon Fish coming up for the Stallions. Fish been hitting at that number 3 spot pretty much the entire season, but playing second base, which he hasn't really done so much. First pitch coming to him is going to be high for a ball. Fish currently riding a 3-game hitting streak as well. Has 2 hits in all of those games. A combined 5 RBIs. 1-0 coming to Fish. That breaking ball hit out towards right field, and that gets in for a base hit. Fish going to go to second as that pickup was popped by Broderick. The throw into second will get him in time. Fish tried to stretch a single into a double, but was unable to do so on the great throw from Broderick. Stallions get their first hit of the day, but nothing doing as we're through 1 here at Gansine Field, and it's still a 0-0 ball game. Don't go anywhere. More action coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallions baseball brought to you by Dwyer Contracting. High quality craftsmanship in a family owned business. Efros Orthodontics, the smile provider for your Saugerties Stallions. And by Emerson Spa, a hidden treasure in the Catskills. We head into the top of the second inning now. Both sides were able to tack on one hit, but none of those hitters were able to get towards that second base bag. Be 4, 5, and 6 coming up for the Oneonta Outlaws, and the one hitter that got on for Oneonta was caught in a pickoff move by Andy Affont, who's back out for inning number 2. First pitch coming to Jelani Hamer is going to be hit out towards third. Fugers played perfectly. Throw on to first will be wide left, and that'll get by everybody as Hamer's going to be safe on at first. So we'll wait to see what the ruling is, and it will be an E5 on Kip Fugers, who whiffs on his first opportunity he sees today. So now for the second straight inning, the Outlaws have a leadoff runner on. And as we listen into Rob the PA man, the K-man coming up at that number 5 spot, Connor Cooney, going to be the victim for today's game. Outside of Jelani Hamer, Cooney right behind him in terms of strikeout totals, in terms of Outlaws in the lineup. First pitch coming to Cooney is going to go just high. Don't know where that exactly missed in the zone, but the K-man is in a 1-0 count. Cooney hitting .254 in the year so far with 3 RBIs. Just 14 hits so far. 1-0 coming to Cooney. He looks at that one for a strike. That caught the high inside corner. Cooney playing left field in this matchup today. Coming from Holy Cross University. Hamer on at first. Still nobody out in the top of the second. 1-1 on the way from Affont. That's going to be taken outside for ball 2. Affont hasn't missed by much in his first 2 balls thrown in this at-bat. The count goes back to 2-1. Each side with just 1 hit so far. The Stallions have the lone error, which comes from Kip Fugers. 2-1 on the way, and that's going to get low in the dirt. Nice stop by J.P. Ty. Affont doesn't walk too many batters in his appearances. Had no walks in his last game against Boonville. Had 3 on 4th of July. And 3 in his first appearance against these Outlaws back on June 16th. 3-1 coming, and that's going to be taken low for ball 4. So the K-man is able to get a free pass to that first base bag, and there's 2 runners on, still nobody out for the Outlaws. Outlaws just behind the Stallions by 1.5 games in the standings, and in a playoff scenario where only 8 teams make it, the Outlaws, that 4th team in the East. They're just ahead on the Albany Dutchmen, who are at that number 5 spot. Now Ryan Weiss coming up for Oneonta. First pitch he'll see from Affont is cut on a miss for strike 1 on the high fastball. Ryan Weiss going to be serving as the DH in this one for the Outlaws. Weiss comes from Oswego University, not too far from Oneonta. Hitting .250 on this year. He's down in the count 0-1. Affont delivers. That's going to be just high for a ball. Weiss has 11 RBIs to his name. He's a .500 hitter against the Stallion arm and Affont. Righty on righty matchup. Runners on first and second, still nobody out. 1-1 on the way. That's hit high out towards right center field. Mackel ranging towards his left, and he'll make the grab as the runner from second in Hamer tags on to third, and he'll make it in safely. So it's a productive out for Ryan Weiss, but there's still one away in this inning. And now to be Dylan Perry coming up for Oneonta. Perry playing first base in this one. Coming into today, just 7 for 60 on the year so far. Batting average at 116. Chance to head on to his 6 RBIs as we still look for the game's first run. And Afont going to check on over at first where Cooney is, but he gets back in safely. Afont already has 1 pickoff so far today. Could get number 2. Cooney still getting a big lead off first. Another throw coming back over, and that one was close, but it is going to be safe by the base umpire. Perry still has yet to see a pitch in this at-bat. Font's thrown around 15 pitches so far in his start today. Now first pitch coming to Perry is way too early on that one for strike 1. Runners at the corners for the Outlaws with just 1 away. Afont ahead, 0-1 on Perry. And another check over back at first, and Skrynas a jump over to make the catch, but still nothing doing there. Connor Cooney is able to reach via that walk as the K-man and now stands on at first. Still getting a big lead. Another throw comes back over, and no tag from Skryne. It's been about 3 or 4 checks over to that first base bag already. Still not a lot of action there. Now the 0-1 coming to Perry. He's going to be just high for ball. Perry comes over from Naples, Florida. I think 206 during his last collegiate season at Kankakee University. 1-1 on the way from Afont, and that's going to be fouled right back towards the first base coach, who whiffs on the chance to make a play. And Afont has Perry in that 1-2 hole. Afont still looking for his first strikeout on the day so far. Had 4 in his last appearance against Boonville. Had 2 in his first start against Oneonta. He went just 3 1/3 in that start. Now the 1-2 on the way to Perry. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Afont got Perry chasing. There's his first strikeout on the day. And Afont just 1 out away from getting out of this jam. Chris Belargin going to be coming up for the Outlaws, the catcher for today's game. Belargin coming over from Holy Cross University. Still hitting with runners at the corners for Oneonta. Another check back on at Cooney, and he's gotten his jersey very dirty so far in this one. Afont now has his sign from Ty. First pitch coming to him as Cooney's on the move, and Ty won't make a throw. Trying to keep that runner on at first, and Cooney is able to get that stolen bag. It was a great jump from Connor Cooney, and he knew if he was able to get past Afont in the pickoff move, he was going to have that free bag, as there's now runners in scoring position. The pitch was a ball, as Afont will call time. Still working on Belargin. Now the 1-0 coming to him, and he looks at that breaking ball in there for a strike. And now the runner's coming back, calling the throw into Ty. He's going to be safe. Heads up, base running by Jelani Hamer as the throw is lobbed in by Ty, and Hamer saw it all the way, and there's the game's first run. That was a heads-up play if we've ever seen one so far this year. Cooney able to stay on at second for that, but it's now 1-0 Oneonta. 1-1 coming to Belargins, and he's taking low and away. Now it's just 1 runner on at second. Still 2 outs as Oneonta able to work some 2-out magic in this one. Belargin, a .261 hitter so far this season with 12 RBIs. 2-1 on the way, and that's hit out towards center field, very low, and that drops in for a base hit. Cooney going to go on his way to home, and Berkeley won't even bother to make a throw over. It's an RBI single for Chris Belargin, and it's now a 2-0 Oneonta lead. And Berkeley didn't really have too much of a chance to make a throw on that one, as there's still going to be a runner on with 2 outs. Jeff Puritoni coming up for Oneonta. Afont checks the runner at first. First pitch coming to Puritoni is going to be cut on and fouled out towards that Stallion bench. Puritoni coming over from Yale University. A .270 hitter so far this year for the Outlaws. Another throw back over to try and get him, but nothing doing as Belargin gets back in safely. A lot of pickoff attempts so far from Font today. It's already charged with 2 earned runs. Piratoni still down at the count 0-1. Font delivers, and that's going to be just taken outside. Look from our angles, like right down the middle, but nonetheless, the count even at 1. 1-1 pitch on the way from Font, and that breaking ball popped up right side of the infield. Fish ranging back into the grass, and he'll make the grab for the final out in the top of the second, but not before the Outlaws were able to bring 2 runs home to break this scoreless tie. It's a 2-0 Oneonta lead. Don't go anywhere. Bottom of the second coming up from the Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel and the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallion Baseball brought to you by iMedView Incorporated, independent medical review, world-class results, and local connections, and by IXL Health and Fitness Club. Keeping the Stallions fit all season long as 4, 5, and 6 be coming up for your Saugerties Stallions, and Jake Skrine will be the first man to bat here, and he hits that one hard out towards left field in the first pitch, and that's going to be hit right at Cooney for out number 1. Skrine goes first pitch swinging, but it doesn't lead to the result he was looking for. And now Garrison Berkeley coming up for the Saugerties Stallions, and Berkeley hit leadoff in the last game against Glens Falls. Went 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs in that one. Now moving down to number 5. First pitch coming to Garrison Berkeley. He's going to be pop foul over the bleachers behind the Oneonta dugout. Oh, 1 now coming to Berkeley, and he pops that one up over towards the first base side. Perry ranging for it, and that'll just get foul. Berkeley going to get another chance. Second life, rather, for Garrison Berkeley. In Berkeley's last game against Oneonta, went 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Only has 2 hits in his appearances against these Outlaws. We apologize for the scoreboard being down. Our Computer running a little bit slower than normal today. 0-2 now on the way to Berkeley. That breaking ball hit out towards left field. That one's deep as Cooney's racing back on the track, and he'll make the grab. Back-to-back hard-hit baseballs out towards left field, and both ending in the same result. And now coming up, a man with a lot of power in his bat, Garrett Michelle. Michelle leads the Stallions with 3 home runs so far this year. His last one coming on the road against Glens Falls. Hit one in the center field bleachers. First pitch now coming to the lefty is going to be a fastball that gets in there for a strike from Hayner. Michelle behind 0-1 is that pitch going to be in the dirt. Count even at 1. Michelle had the start yesterday against the Glens Falls Dragons, went 0 for 3 with 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Count now even at 1 to Garrett. Pitch on the way from Hayner, and that's going to be popped up. Ranging towards that third baseline as the catcher ranging back, but it'll get by everybody as Belargin couldn't get there, and neither could Martinez at third. But that 0 for yesterday for Michelle ended a 5-game hitting streak. Still on a 6-game on-base streak if you account for the walks. Michelle still battling in the count, still down 1-2. Hayner looking for another 1-2-3 inning. 1-2 coming, and that's going to be taken low. Belargin able to keep that one from going towards the backstop, but wouldn't have really done much regardless. Michelle hit his first home run of the season against the Outlaws. That was back on July 1st. Had 3 RBIs in that game. 2-2 now, a breaking ball just misses low. That one didn't miss by much from Hayner, but the at-bat stays alive. Full count. Pitch now coming to Michelle, and he swings and misses at that one for strike 3. Michelle was able to work it all the way up to a full count, but the Stallions are unable to come up with anything on that one. Hayner puts the Stallions down 1-2-3 as we now head into the third inning. Still a 2-0 Oneonta lead over the Stallions. Don't go anywhere, more action coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Top of the third inning now coming up here at Canton Field. Oneonta still clinging on to a 2-0 lead over the Saugerties Stallions as Andy Affont back out for inning number 3. First pitch coming to Ryan Martinez is going to be fouled off. Martinez will be playing third in this one for Oneonta. His brother Tyler Martinez on the bench for this one. Still working on the scoreboard here, Canton, as the 0-1s to be taken well outside. Let's count now even on Martinez. Coming over from San Francisco. 1-1 from Affont. That's a strike on the outside. Martinez this year, a .270 hitter, just 37 at-bats. 1-2 coming from Oneonta. That breaking ball well high. Martinez has ducked out of the way of that one. Martinez didn't get any playing time last year at San Francisco. 2-2 from Oneonta. Swung on and missed for strike three. Oneonta got him chasing on the outside breaking ball. That's his second strikeout of the day. Now back to the top of the lineup here for Oneonta in Trey Miller. Miller has the one of two, Oneonta hits today. Led off the game with a single. First pitch he'll see from Oneonta's outside for a ball. And if you remember, on the base paths, Trey Miller was picked off by Oneonta for the first out of the game. Now the 1-0 coming to him. That's going to go low for ball two. So it's a 2-0 count now as Miller remains ahead on Oneonta, and he grounds that one out towards third, and that gets through, and that'll be called foul. It looked like it got through down that third baseline, but the home plate umpire going to call that one foul. So the Stallions getting a little break as the at-bat to Miller is going to continue. 2-1 now on the way from Oneonta, and that's hit out towards Brandon Fish at second, who will make the easy grab for out number two. Fish didn't have to move too much, just a few steps to his right, and that's the second out in this top of the third. And now Dylan Broderick going to be coming up for his second at-bat. He grounded out to Brandon Fish's last go-around. First pitch coming to the lefty in Broderick, and he hits that one hard out towards Goforth, who just misses the jump on the grab, and that gets into left field for a base hit. So Dylan Broderick keeps this one alive as Goforth tried everything in his power to make that grab. It looked like Goforth had timed that one pretty well. It was just too high, and Goforth didn't miss that one by too much. Not much he could really have done on that one. But now to bring up Devin Boone, the shortstop for Oneonta. Boone grounded out to Goforth his last go-around. He's 0 for 1. Looks at the first pitch he sees from Oneonta. That breaking ball gets in for a strike right in the middle of the zone. Both Broderick and Boone, mid-season all-stars for the Oneonta Outlaws. They had 4 coming into this game. Stallions with just 3. Oneonta ahead on Boone 0-1. Pitch coming. That one well outside, and Ty able to stop that one to his right. We apologize for the errors on the scoreboard. We're still working through that. Yeah, now even on Devin Boone, the 1-1 coming. That's hit hard out towards right field, and that gets in there for a base hit. Mackel gets in there quickly to hold Broderick on at second. So back-to-back 2-out singles for the Outlaws. And it's now 4 hits through these first 2 1/3 innings allowed by Andy Oneonta. So there's still no action in this Stallion bullpen. Jelani Hamer now coming up for Oneonta. He reached on that error from Kip Futures' last go-around and came around to score. He's able to steal home on a lob throw by J.P. Ty. First pitch he sees now is going to be well outside. Hamer showcases speed on that run to home. It was a close play on that home plate, but it was good enough for the game's first run. Now the 1-0 is popped up out towards that left field side. Goforth ranging back. He'll let Rogers take it all the way, and he'll make the run and grab for the third and final out. So Andy Oneonta able to work around 2 singles with 2 outs in the top of the third, but no runs come across. It's still a 2-0 Oneonta lead over the Saugerties Stallions. Don't go anywhere. Bottom of the third and more coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallions baseball brought to you by J. Mullen and Sons Construction, Hudson Valley's trusted contractor for over 25 years. And by the Jolly Cow. The Jolly Cow in Lake Katrine, because everybody loves ice cream. Saugerties Stallions coming back up for their chance to bat in the bottom of the third inning. We apologize once again for the errors on the scoreboard. Still working to get that fixed. And J.P. Ty can get his first chance to bat for the Stallions this season. First pitch, he'll sees well outside for a ball. Ty played on last year's championship team in 10 games, hit 343 on the year with 1 home run and 12 RBIs, had an on-base percentage of .489 during his short stint with Saugerties last year. The 1-0 coming to him is to be popped up and fouled right over the Oneonta dugout. And Ty coming over from Georgia Southern University. Javon Ray, one of his teammates from the Stallions, and now the 1-1 breaking ball gets in there from Hayner for strike number 2. That pitch found the middle of the zone for Joel, and now 1-2 on the way to Ty. He's going to look at that one outside for ball number 2. Ty hit 2 home runs and 12 RBIs during his last year at Georgia Southern, 277. 2-2 coming to him, swung on and missed for strike 3, and he's tagged very quickly by the catcher in Belargin for out number 1. So Hayner making quick work of Ty, his first go-around. And now Kip Fugers coming up for the Stallions. Fugers looking to make up for his error earlier on in this game, which eventually led to the first run scoring. Fugers having a rough go of things at the plate on a 4-game hitless streak. First pitch on the way to Kip. That's going to be cut on the miss on the low breaking ball for strike 1. Last time Fugers played was 2 days ago against the Dutchman. Went 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. 0-1 to Fugers. That's to be pop foul. That'll get just over the bleachers next to the dugout. Last time Fugers got a hit was back on July 6th, 8 days ago. Went 2 for 3 against the Utica Blue Sox. 0-2. Going to be pop foul right in the same area, but right at some fans at those bleachers. Back in that Utica game, Fugers went 2 for 3 with an RBI, a walk, and a strikeout. 0-2 now coming from Hayner, and Fugers hits that one out towards shallow center field. That'll send Piratoni racing, and he drops that one out towards second base, and Fugers is able to reach on first. Piratoni had to go back a long way out towards that outfield grass to try and make that grab, and it looks like that'll be ruled a single. So Fugers able to break his 4-game hitless streak, and the Stallions have a base runner. And Piratoni fell right on his back, kind of fell over, trying to make that grab. And now Colin Mackle coming up for the Stallions. Mackle making his second straight start. He went 2 for 4 in Glens Falls yesterday. First pitch he'll see from Hayner's well outside, a pitch out, trying to keep Fugers on at first. Both of Mackle's last 2 appearances have come against the Glens Falls Dragons. Had 2 hits in 1 game and 3 walks in the game on July 10th. 0-1 to Colin. That's chopped out towards first base, and Perry going to throw it on to second for 1, and no one's covering that first base bag, so it's a fielder's choice from Colin Mackle. And now we're at the number 10 spot in the lineup, and Mason Speaker making the start at the plate today. Speaker's made his last 2 appearances as a pitcher. Once yesterday against Glens Falls, and the other time back on July 9th against these Outlaws. Had 2 scoreless innings in both appearances. Speaker looking to keep the inning going, get the top of the lineup up. First pitch he'll see from Hayner's a breaking ball that catches the upper part of the zone for strike 1. Last time Speaker saw at-bats was back on July 8th against Boonville in Game 1 of that doubleheader. Went 0 for 1 with 2 walks. He's down in the count 0-1. Pitch on the way to Mason. That breaking ball misses in the lower part of the zone, and Speaker able to hold back his swing. Last time Speaker got hits was back on June 28th against Mohawk Valley in that game where we went 2 for 2 with 2 doubles and 2 RBIs and was named the Ulster Savings Player of the game. And the throw back to check on Mackle will not be in time from Hayner. The Stallions have had 2 hits so far in this one from Brandon Fish and one from Kit Fugers. Both have been stranded on at first. 1-1 on the way to Mason Speaker, and he cuts at that one for strike 2 on the low breaking ball. Speaker just a 125 hitter so far this year, 4 for 32. Does have 4 RBIs. Speaker can put a ball in play. 1-2 coming from Hayner, and that's going to go low. Speaker is one of the better eyes in the Stallion lineup. He, early on in the season, ranked towards the top of the team in the walks category, but has seen more time as a pitcher as he's continued to get better on that side of the dish. Count even at 2, pitch coming to Speaker, and he hits that one out towards left center field. Miller racing in, and he'll make the grab for the third and final out. Stallions get 1 hit, but nothing more in the bottom of the 3rd inning as the Outlaws still hold on to a 2-0 lead. Don't go anywhere. Still more action to come from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallion Baseball brought to you by Main Street Restaurant, voted the best Mexican restaurant in the Hudson Valley, and by Senator Michelle Hinchy. She represents you. And the top of the 4th inning starting out in a great way for the Stallion fans as the K-Man comes back up in Connor Cooney. Cooney forced to walk his last go-around and came around to score. First pitch he'll see from Affont is going to be looked at in the lower part of the zone for ball. Affont didn't miss by too much on that one as he's back out for his 4th inning of work. Starting around 40 pitches to this point. 1-0 coming from me. It's a swing and miss from Cooney for strike number 1. There was some stretching in the Stallion bullpen. Still no one actively throwing yet. The count's even on Cooney. 1-1 from Affont. It's going to be high for a strike. And there's that 2-strike count to everyone's favorite hitter at Canton Field. 1-2 from Affont, and that just misses outside. It looked like Affont had strike 3 for sure, but instead, let's throw another pitch. Affont has 2 strikeouts so far to this point. 2-2 is going to be hit out towards first, and Scron able to slightly knock that one down, but it still goes into the outfield for a base hit. So Cooney able to avoid the 2-strike count, and that's going to be the 5th hit for the Outlaws in this one. That'll bring up Ryan Weiss. And Weiss flew out to Colin Mackle out and right his last go-around. And once again, we apologize for our issues with the scoreboard. Slight chance we might not be able to get that one fixed, but we're trying everything we can and be updating you with the score throughout the entire game as we normally do. Affont going to check on Cooney at first, but nothing doing. The top of the 4th inning, Outlaws still holding on to the 2-0 lead, so at least one thing on the scoreboard's right. Affont has his sign from Ty. And there won't be a pitch thrown yet as getting just back in is going to be Cooney. Affont loved that pickoff boot to first base, but other than that pickoff success to Trey Miller, hasn't seen too many results with it. Now the first pitch coming to Ryan Weiss is going to be high and inside for a ball. And Afont, he hasn't made it past that 4th inning in any of his starts to this point. Most he went was 3 2/3 in his last start against Boonville. 1-0 now on the way to Weiss, and that's going to be chopped right to Jake Scrine at first. He'll bobble the transition, but he'll still get the out at first, as Weiss was very slow to come out of that batter's box. It's more of a swinging bunt from Ryan Weiss. It advances Cooney on to second, as now Dylan Perry going to be coming out for his second go-around. Perry was Afont's first strikeout victim back in the second. Struck out swinging. Both of Afont's strikeouts have come swinging. Now the first pitch coming to Perry is going to be taken inside for a ball. Runner on at second is Cooney, still just 1 out for the Stallions to work with in top of the 4th. Coming from Afont. That's a swing and miss for strike number 1. Beautiful breaking ball from Andy. Brandon Fish playing on that outfield grass, and Evan Goforth kind of shaded out towards the right by that second base bag. Jake Scrine on at first, playing very far away from that first base bag. Now the 1-1 from Afont. Just misses the lower part of the zone. Afont hasn't missed too much on most of his pitches, and Ty's been framing him well, but the home plate umpire not giving him the results they're looking for, especially already down 2-0 to this point. 2-1 on the way. That's going to be chopped foul right by the Stallion bench. It's another 2-2 count coming to Perry. Afont starting to slow his pace down, looking for that second out. He's already allowed 5 hits to this point. 2-2 on the way from Andy. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Second time, Perry has been a strikeout victim to Afont, and there's 2 away in the top of the 4th. Now to be Chris Belargin looking to keep the inning going for Oneonta. Belargin, a perfect 1-for-1 so far. Hit a single to keep the second going. He's able to bring in Cooney on that hit as well. Cooney now standing on second in this at-bat. Still just 2 outs. First pitch he'll see from Afont is going to be looked at for a strike. Right down the middle for Andy. Afont joining the Stallions from Franklin Pierce University. He is a New York native. He's ahead early on Belargin 0-1. Pitch on the way from Afont. That's going to be fouled into the netting. And Afont ahead 0-2. Afont looking for strikeout number 4 on the day. Afont fires the 0-2. Breaking ball just misses on the inside. That breaking ball started out high, but ended in a good part of the zone, but didn't get the call. Afont still ahead in the count on Belargin. 1-2 on the way from Afont, and that's hit hard out towards right field. Mackel ranging to his left, but he'll let that one fall for a base hit. Cooney on his way to home. Mackel sends the throw there. It's cut off, and it's going to be an RBI single from Chris Belargin. Oneonta extends their lead. It's now 3-0 Outlaws. Afont was 1 strike away from getting out of that 4th inning, but instead Belargin gets his second hit to keep it alive, and that'll bring up Jeff Pierantoni. The second baseman is 0-for-1 so far. He popped up to the other second baseman in Brandon Fish. Fell trying to make a play on a ball hit from Kip Fugers in the last half inning. Takes the first pitch low in the dirt for ball 1. Pierantoni coming from Yale University. Hit just 156 during his first season there. Has 8 RBIs in this PGCBL season. 1-0 coming to him. That's going to be chop foul out towards the third base side. That evens the count. Runner on at first, and Belarja not getting a big lead as the catcher doesn't have as great a speed as some of his teammates. 1-1 delivered. That's hit foul out towards car territory, right to the left of our press box. Mafont has another 2-strike count on the Outlaws. Mafont looking to make it through the 4th inning for the first time this season. 1-2 on the way from Mafont. That's chopped, but that'll go foul right towards the home bleachers. It's a very defensive swing from Pierantoni. That pitch was low from Mafont, and Pierantoni was able to chop at that one to keep his at-bat going. So we'll do it all over again. 1-2 coming from Mafont. That breaking ball just high. Runner on at first with 2 away in the top of the 4th. Oneonta holding on to a 3-0 lead. Mafont checks the runner in Belarja at first. 2-2 coming from him. That's going to be chopped out towards shortstop. Go forth ranging left, and he just whiffs on the ball. That ball goes into the outfield, and the runner and Pierantoni is going to be safe. It'll be an E6 for the Stallions, and it keeps the inning going. Second error so far from the Stallion infield, specifically the Stallion left side of the infield. It was a routine play at shortstop for Evan Goforth. He just couldn't come up with it. And it keeps the inning going for the 10-man in the lineup in Ryan Martinez. Martinez struck out swinging to start the 3rd inning off. He's 0 for 1. First pitch on the way to Martinez, and he hits that one foul out towards the visitor bleachers. It's been a tough break for Mafont so far today. Already had to work around the error from Kit Fugers, and now has to work on another error from Evan Goforth. Out of the 3 runs scored by Oneonta, only 1 of them earned. Let's make Mafont's stat line look a little bit better. Still in line for the loss at this point. 0-1 coming from Andy, and Martinez hits that one foul, just a little bit lower in the spot from last time. Martinez looking to avoid striking out for the 2nd straight time in this game today. Scron not holding on to Pierantoni at first, playing well back of the bag. 0-2 on the way from Mafont, breaking ball high. Martinez stays alive in the count. Martinez just 10 hits so far this season. One, two coming to the third baseman. He looks at that one low in the dirt for ball 2. Ty pops up, looking to throw to first, but no one covering their bases. Mafont around the 65 pitch mark so far in this start. Count even at 2 to Martinez. Mafont checks the runner at second. Now fires the pitch, and that's going to be a check swing called strike 3. Mafont gets out of the jam. That's his 4th strikeout of the day, and he keeps it at a 3-0 Outlaws lead. Don't go anywhere. More action coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Stallions up to bat coming up after this. Saugerties Stallions baseball brought to you by Oneonta, custom masonry and excavation. I think I got that right. John's there to back me up. And Mirabella's Restaurant. Perfect for friends and family tonight and every night. Excavation, one of the words I never thought would throw me through a loop so far this season, but it's been the one. And the Stallions looking to get their first run on the board so far in this one. Top of the lineup coming up for your Saugerties Stallions. Jelani Rogers going to be the first man to greet Hayner to start out this inning. Rogers 0 for 1 so far as the right fielder in Broderick made a sliding stop to retire Jelani. First pitch he'll see is going to lay down a bunt, but pull back for a ball. Jelani has done the bunt single several times this season, and most of the time it's been successful. Once again, we apologize for the scoreboard issues. It is not a 2-0 game, it's a 3-0 game in the bottom of the fourth. As Rogers not trying to bunt there, the 1-0 going to go low for a strike, evens the count. Count even on Jelani. 1-1 pitch coming to him. That's going to go low, and that gets into the backstop. Hayner misses on that one. He hasn't missed too much this season. He's thrown just south of 40 pitches so far in this one, as still in this fourth inning of work. Still no action in the Oneonta bullpen. 2-1 is Rogers going to pop that one over the backstop. Unlike the Oneonta bullpen, there is action in the Saugerties bullpen as there's a righty up and throwing. Rogers still alive in the count, 2-2. Hayner kicks and fires, and Rogers lets that one go low again, and that gets by the catcher. Jelani has struck out 5 times in his last 4 games. So there has been the occasional strikeout despite his strong hitting numbers. He's worked the count full. Hayner delivers the full count pitch. Rogers chops that one out towards the middle of the infield. Boone racing in. The throw on to first will just beat Rogers by a step. Nice running throw from the shortstop in Devin Boone. And there's the first out in the bottom of the fourth. Now to bring up Evan Goforth for his second at-bat. Goforth also worked a full count his last time up, but he struck out swinging. He's 0 for 1. Pitch on the way to the righty. That's going to go low in the dirt. So Hayner hitting the dirt more often than he is in his past couple innings, but he's still getting outs. 1-0 coming to Goforth. That breaking ball going to go just low. No dirt on that one. Goforth looking to keep a 3-game hit streak alive. Sitting second in the lineup for the second straight game. 2-0's going to be hit foul. Foul out towards the right side, and it's now 2-1. With Goforth's hitting streak, he has pushed his average up to 305 so far on the year, up over the 300s. Still has 12 RBIs. 2-1 on the way to Evan. It's going to be taken just outside for ball 3. Goforth walked twice in the Albany game. No walks yesterday. 3-1 coming to Goforth. That breaking ball misses almost inside. A very late strike call by the home plate umpire. Goforth was ready to go to first. It's another full count coming to Goforth. Pitch coming from Hayner. That one low in the dirt, and there's ball 4. Stallions able to get their base runner in this inning, and now Brandon Fish comes up for the Stallions. Fish kept his hitting streak going with a single his last go-around. Tried to push a single into a double, but got thrown out at that second base bag. Fish now on a 4-game hitting streak. This is the first time he's hitting with a runner on today as the lefty hits in the 3 spot. Hayner checks Goforth. The first pitch to Fish is a broken bat and out to first, and Perry whiffs on that one. That goes into the left side of the infield for another hit for Brandon Fish. And that will be ruled a single for Fish. And Jake Skrine now gets the chance to hit with 2 runners on. Skrine's 0 for 1 so far today. He flew out to left field to open up the second. Skrine did get an RBI yesterday despite going 0 for 5. 2 RBIs in his last 3 games. Both of them came in against Glens Falls. First pitch coming, as Skrine's going to go low for a ball. None of the Stallions' hits have been clean so far today, but they've been hits. Fish has 2 hits, got thrown out on one of them, and a broken bat in the other one. And Kip Fugers was just able to get a hit as the second baseman in Puritoni fell while making that hit. Those are all 3 Stallions hits so far today. And Hayner going to step off as Goforth was dancing around on second. Goforth had a lot of stolen bases in his past couple games. Has 4 in his last 2. 1-0 coming to Skrine. That breaking ball chopped towards the middle of the infield. Boone coming in, and the throw on to first will be in time, but it advances the other 2 runners. So 2 runners in scoring position now for Garrison Berkeley. Stallions still looking for their first run today, which is accurate on the scoreboard, but looking to fight back from a 3-0 deficit in the bottom of the 4th, which is also not accurate on the scoreboard, and we apologize for those issues. Garrison Berkeley back up for his second at-bat. Flew out on the warning track to left field his last go-around. First pitch he'll see from Hayner's, and to go low. Nice stop by Belarge and keep that one fine to the backstop. Berkeley's one of the hottest hitters in the league last week. Had a 6 RBI game on 4th of July. 1-0 to Garrison's, and it'd be inside for a strike. Berkeley hit leadoff against Glens Falls, had 2 RBIs in that one, and came in as a pinch runner in the Albany game. Second straight start. 1-1 coming to Berkeley. He tries to check his swing, but he went too far in the eyes of the second base umpire, and Berkeley's down to the count 1-2. Berkeley's boosted his average up to .315 on the year so far with 17 RBIs. The TCU product looking to keep this inning alive for the Stallions in the 4th. Hayner fires the 1-2, and that's hit hard out towards center field, and that's going to find the gap for a base hit. Goforth walks on home, Fish right behind him. It's a 2 RBI single for Garrison Berkeley, and it's just a 3-2 Oneonta lead. Garrison Berkeley keeps up his RBI streak for the Saugerties Stallions, and they finally get on the board. The 2-out magic that we're used to seeing from the Saugerties Stallions this year comes to dividends again. And it keeps hitting up for Garrett Michelle. So that 0 on the Stallions side was the only thing right in the scoreboard, and now nothing's right on the scoreboard as Michelle lines one out towards second, and Puritoni makes a throw on the first for the final out, but not before Garrison Berkeley brings 2 across for the Saugerties Stallions. Oneonta still up 3-2 heading to the 5th inning. Don't go anywhere. More action coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. It's the first Dallas Hot Wieners call to the bullpen of the day. Dallas Hot Wieners bringing the sauce out of the bullpen and making his debut for the Stallions so far this year is Tyler Stretche. Stretche coming over from West Virginia University, a redshirt sophomore from Collegeville, Pennsylvania. Going to be taking over for Andy Affont, who is done after 4 innings of work. Stretche, in his last year at West Virginia, made 10 appearances with 3 starts, had a 4.63 ERA with 11 strikeouts compared to 6 walks in 11 2/3 innings pitched. Stretche just joined the Stallions yesterday, made the trip out to Glens Falls, and now going to be making his first appearance out of the bullpen, but a big addition to the Stallions, getting another arm in that bullpen for Rich Doobie and his pitching staff. He'll be facing the top of the Oneonta lineup, and Trey Miller going to be the first to greet him. Miller 1 for 2 so far today with a single and a line out to Brandon Fish his last go around. First pitch he'll see from Stretche, a heavy fastball which just misses high. Stretche attending West Virginia, the same school that Max Codier will be attending next year. The 1-0, same spot, and misses for a ball. Stretche's 10 appearances in West Virginia last year, the most for him in a season. The 2-0, also high for ball 3. Stretche looking to find the strike zone. The 3-0 gets in there for strike 1, and Tyler's thrown all fastballs in his first 4 pitches. Miller a 243 hitter so far this year in the leadoff spot. 3-1 coming to him. He fouls that one to the backstop, and Stretche's worked it back to a full count. Miller attends Herkimer Community College. Hit 369 last season there. Led his team with 22 stolen bases as well. Full count pitch comes from Stretche. That's going to be just fouled into the backstop. Miller didn't get too much on that. Was just able to get it off the upper part of his bat. So far, it's been a lot of high heat from the West Virginia product. Full count pitch again, and that's looked at for a called strike 3. Welcome to Saugerties, Tyler Stretche, and there's one down in the top of the 5th. And that heavy heater, something the Stallions have been looking for, and they may have found it. Dylan Broderick now coming up for the Outlaws. Broderick 1 for 2 as well with a ground out and a single. First pitch comes to the lefty and Broderick. He's taken low, and that just misses the zone. Stretche a total of 27 strikeouts over his first 3 seasons at West Virginia. The 1-0 is hit hard out towards center field, and Berkeley going to play that one on a hop. It's the second hit so far today for Dylan Broderick, and there's a runner on in the 5th. Nothing really Berkeley can do. That was a hard hit ball off the bat of Broderick, and now from one all-star to another, and Devin Boone going to be coming up. Boone 1 for 2 as well so far today with a ground out and a single. Made a lot of defensive plays at that shortstop position in the last half inning. First pitch coming to Boone as he grounded out towards first. A diving stop by Scrine keeps it in play. The flip on to first will be in time. Nice stop from Scrine to keep that one in the infield, and there's 2 away for Tyler Stretche. Once again, we apologize for our issues with the scoreboard. Score not 2-0, instead a 3-2 lead for Oneonta. Stretche looking for one more out in the top of the 5th. Jelani Hamer coming up with another at-bat. Hamer 0 for 2, reached on an error and came around to score in the second and flew out to left field in the 3rd. First pitch coming from Stretche as he grounded right towards Fugers, plays that one off his chest. Throw on to first will be in time. An impressive debut from Tyler Stretche keeps the Outlaws scoreless in the 5th inning. It's still a 3-2 Oneonta lead. Don't go anywhere. More action coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallions baseball brought to you by Montano's Shoe Store. The best athletes wear the best from Montano's. And by Peak Trading. Need to lift it up or tie it down? Peak Trading has the supplies. It's a 3-2 Oneonta lead in the bottom of the fifth inning. We apologize once again for issues with the scoreboard. It's not an issue we can fix in this game. We will have it ready for the next game when the Stallions travel to Glens Falls. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 coming up in the fifth inning, and J.P. Ty coming up for his second at-bat. Ty struck out swinging in his 2022 Stallion debut. First pitch he'll see from Hayner as he swung on and missed for strike one. Hayner back out for inning number 5. He has allowed just 2 runs on 4 hits. Working quickly on Ty, the 0-1, as he chopped at and fouled out towards the Oneonta dugout. Ty attending Georgia Southern University, providing the Stallions with a lot of depth at that catcher position. Still down to the count 0-2. Hayner delivers. It's going to be well outside for a ball. Is Ty able to stay in the at-bat? Ty just joined the Stallions yesterday before they hit the road against Glens Falls. 1-2 coming from Hayner. So he chopped at right back to him. Hayner fielding on the hop. The underhand throw to first will be in time for out number 1. Ty able to put that one in play, but still looking for his first hit of the season for the Stallions. Now Kip Fugers coming up for at-bat number 2. Fugers 1 for 1 so far today. Had a single by the skin of his teeth as Pierantoni couldn't field onto the ball at that second base bag. It was ruled a single. First pitch, he'll see this at-bat is chopped out towards shortstop. Boone on a hop. Throw on that second base bag will be just in time to get Fugers. And there's 2 quick outs here in the 5th. That'll bring up Colin Mackel. Mackel was able to reach on a fielder's choice his last go-around on a hit which retired Fugers, who was trying to go to second. So Mackel still looking for his first hit as well. He's 0 for 1. Stallions made magic happen with 2 outs in the last inning. Looking for the same thing again. And Mackel hits the first pitch out towards first. That goes off the foot of Perry and into right field for a base hit. A hard hit ball off the bat of Colin Mackel keeps the inning alive. And still waiting for the ruling, the official ruling at that. I think it'll be ruled a single. And now we'll bring up Mason Speaker. So Colin Mackel able to keep the inning alive. Speaker flew out to center his last at-bat, 0 for 1. And the throw on to get on to first to try and get Mackel will not work. So Mackel on base now for the second straight time. It'll actually be ruled an error on the first baseman, Perry, and Speaker looking at his first pitch outside. It was definitely a hard hit ball by Colin Mackel. It went off the foot of Perry, who didn't really have a lot of time to react to the ball. So Mackel still 0 for 2, but has reached base twice. Speaker ahead 1-0. Pitch coming to him. Mackel on the move. The pitch inside. The throw on to second. Won't be in time. Colin Mackel gets the first Benson steal of the day for the Saugerties Stallions, and now he's in scoring position. So now there's a runner on second with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Mackel represents the tying run. Speaker the go-ahead. That pitch was a ball, so Speaker's ahead in the count 2-0. Mackel not really being held on that second base bag. Pitch coming to Speaker. That breaking ball is going to go low. Goes off the glove of Belargin, but right in front of him, so Mackel can't really advance too far. So Speaker ahead in the count 3-0, excuse me. Still no action in the out, or some action rather in the Oneonta pen. 3-0 to Speaker is taking all the way. It's a called strike on the outside part of the zone. Top of the lineup coming up next if Speaker gets on. Mackel getting a big lead off second. 3-1 to Mason. Speaker hits that one out towards short. Boone able to handle that one. Throw on to first. Will be in time to retire Mason Speaker. Mackel able to get on for the Stallions, but he's the only base runner. And it's a 3-2 Oneonta lead heading into the 6th inning. Don't go anywhere. More Stallion baseball coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallion Baseball brought to you by Pretorius and Conrad, Civil and Environmental Engineering and Land Surveying, and by Rip Van Winkle Country Club. Bring your swing to the Rip. And giving a quick shout out to Kyle McMullen commenting on our stream, Roll Ponies, and we hope you are doing well as you take the day off and maybe come back from the dead very soon to hopefully join us for the next game. But instead, the Stallions remain down in this one, 3-2, as we head into the 6th inning. Again, we apologize for our issues with our scoreboard today. I'm trying my best to not only broadcast today, but update all of you guys on what the score actually is, which it is not 2-0. It is 3-2, Oneonta. And leading off will be the K-Man for Oneonta. And the K-Man has not lived up to his name so far. Connor Cooney, 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. First pitch he'll see from stretch A. He tries to bunt, and that goes foul along the third baseline. So Cooney trying to bunt and avoid that strikeout. And stretch A already has 1 in his first inning as a Stallion. Still no one on, so it would have been one of those drag bunts that Jelani Rogers is pretty good at and has done a few times. Stretch A ahead on Cooney, 0-1. Pitch coming from Tyler, and that's going to go low for a ball. Cooney attending Holy Cross University, hitting .254 this year. Count even at 1. Stretch A fires, and that's going to go well inside. Stretch A allowed 1 single his last inning, or his first inning as a Stallion, but a strikeout and 2 groundouts says that pitch is going to be fouled back by Cooney and find the backstop, so he's in another 2-strike count. Last time up, he singled with this kind of count. So the Stallion fans looking for different results this time. Count even at 2. Slow clap starting up at Canton. Pitch on the way from Stretch A. That breaking ball just missing outside. I don't know where that one missed. That was a beautiful breaking ball from Stretch A. The home plate umpire doesn't want these 2-for-1s. So now full count pitch coming from Stretch A. Pitch coming, that's to be fouled back. So Cooney doing everything he can to avoid the K. The lefty staying in this count. Slow clap starting back up at Canton. Full count pitch one more time. Swung on and missed for strike 3. If it doesn't work, go back to it. A high heater from Tyler Stretch A. His second strikeout, and 2-for-1s all around at Canton. There's your first out in the top of the 6th inning. A very eventful out at that. Now Ryan Weiss coming up. Weiss 0 for 2 today. First pitch, Hill sees a breaking ball that finds the inner part of the zone. Weiss flew out in his last at-bat to right and grounded out to Jake Skrine at first. 0-1 coming from Stretch A, and that's to be looked at for a strike as well. So Stretch A has joined the Stallions and Saugerties and has not lost a step from his college days. He's ahead into this hitter 0-2. 0-2 on the way to Weiss. That's to be just fouled back into the backstop. Weiss got that one off the top of his bat. Weiss, a .250 hitter on the year, 10 for 40. 0-2 coming again from Stretch A, and that's to be called strike 3. Weiss couldn't get the bat off his shoulders. A third strikeout for Tyler Stretch A, second in a row. And now to bring up a man who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts in Dylan Perry. Perry looking to avoid the hat trick and looking to prevent Stretch A from striking out the side in just his second inning as a Stallion. First pitch coming from Silers and be taken right down the middle for strike 1. Stretch A looking to close out this bottom of the 6th inning and keep it a 3-2 lead for Oneonta. 0-1 on the way. It's going to go just low. It's count now even for Stretch A. 1-1 coming to the lefty. Big swing and miss from Perry for strike 2. Perry looked to extend this Oneonta lead with one swing, but came up empty. Another 2-strike count for Stretch A. 1-2 coming from him. That's a check swing called strike 3. Absolute dominance from Tyler Stretch A. He strikes out this side. His 4th strikeout so far in this game, and it keeps the Outlaws scoreless in the 6th. Bottom of the 6th coming up for the Stallions. It's still a 3-2 Oneonta lead. Don't go anywhere. More action coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. New pitcher coming on for the Oneonta Outlaws as Hayner's day is done, and Freddie Callow going to be coming in from Hudson Valley Community College. Transferred there from Ulster County Community College and had a 7.07 ERA during his last season there, and that ends the day for Joel Hayner, who had a fantastic day on the mound, held the Stallions just 2 runs on 4 hits during his 5 innings, had 3 strikeouts to just 1 walk. And Callow going to be facing the top of this Oneonta, or going to be facing the top of the Stallion lineup. A top of the lineup that has reached base in 3 out of 6 possible times. Once again, we apologize for our issues with the scoreboard. We'll not be able to get those fixed. It is the bottom of the 6th inning. Oneonta holding on to a 3-2 lead here at Canton Field. Callow, the lefty, continuing to warm up for the Oneonta Outlaws. YMCA currently being played and blasted throughout Canton Field as they celebrate Military Appreciation Night. Oneonta 3 runs on 7 hits and an error, while the Stallions have 2 runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors on the field. Those 2 runs for the Stallions coming off a 2 RBI single hit by Garrison Berkeley. As Callow now concluding his warm-up pitches, and we're just about ready to resume play. Jelani Rogers coming up for his 3rd at-bat for the Stallions. Rogers 0 for 2 so far with a flyout and a ground out. He's put the ball in play twice, but hasn't found the results he's been looking for. Rogers hit in the number 2 spot his last 2 games, hitting leadoff for the first time since the July 8th Boonville game, game 2 of that doubleheader. Now first pitch of the day coming for Callow. Rogers trying to bunt. He lays one down right in front of Callow, and he throws down to first in time. So the drag bunt unsuccessful for Jelani, and it's a 1 pitch out for the Stallions to open up the bottom of the 6th. Callow coming into this game has a 9.64 ERA, 16 strikeouts through 14 innings. He's able to get his first out right there. Evan Goforth now up for Saugerties. Goforth 0 for 1 so far with a walk and a strikeout, looking to put the ball in play for the first time today. And time will be called by Goforth. Callow got his first out on 1 pitch to Jelani Rogers, looking for similar success here against the rest of the top of the lineup. First pitch of the at-bat coming to Goforth, going to be taken low. Goforth ahead early 1-0. Pitch coming from Callow. Goforth going to take that one high for a strike. When Goforth walked his last time around, he did come around to score on that hit from Garrison Berkeley. That hit came with 2 outs. Back in the bottom of the 4th. 1-1 now to Evan, taken well outside. Goforth looking to extend a 3-game hitting streak. Also a 4-game on base, or excuse me, a much longer on base streak at that. I'll get the official number on that in a second. It would be an 11-game on base streak if he were to get a hit. He takes a strike on the outside, or actually he did extend it on the walk. Getting lost in my own stats. The count's now even on Goforth. Last time Goforth didn't get on base in a game was back on June 28th against Mohawk Valley. Still an RBI in that game, so he finds ways to produce any way he can. 2-2 pitch coming to Goforth. That breaking ball catches the inside part of the zone for strike 3. Goforth going down for the 2nd time today. There's 2 away for Brandon Fish. Fish, a perfect 2 for 2 so far today with 2 singles. But they have not been the cleanest singles that we have seen from Brandon Fish. One he got called out trying to go to second, and the other one was a broken bat single. Lefty-lefty matchup as Fish swings and misses on the first pitch he sees for strike 1. It's a foul tip, in fact. Fish's average coming today close to 350 at 349. 26 RBIs to his name. 0-1 now to Brandon. A big swing and miss on the outside breaking ball. Pitch almost found the dirt from Callow. And a good start to Freddie Callow's relief appearance. Only thrown 8 pitches so far. Got 2 quick outs. One of them on 1 pitch. 0-2 now on the way to Fish. And he looks at that one outside, and the catcher and Belargin unable to hold on to it. Stallions down by 1, 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Fish represents the potential final out in this inning, should he not get on. Still down in the count 1-2. Callow has his sign. Pitch on the way. That breaking ball just misses inside. Fish has evened the count. Now has a 6-game on base streak that he extended after the first inning single. 2-2 pitch from Callow, well high. Fish has been able to work it back to a full count. He was down 0-2 in this at-bat. Full count pitch coming to the second baseman. Fish just able to stay in it. He fouls that one to the backstop, and it ends up back in the field of play by the third baseman, Ryan Martinez. Fish, if there's one thing that we've seen with him so far this year, he doesn't go down easy. Doesn't strike out too many times. And when he does, it's always a battle to try and strike him out. He's worked it up to a full count here on Callow. Full count pitch coming. Fish looks at that one inside for ball 4. So Brandon Fish able to work a 2-out walk and keep the inning up for the cleanup hitter, Jake Skrine. It's a great at-bat right there by Brandon Fish, and now it's being a mound visit for the Oneonta side of things. Callow didn't come in too long ago. This is his first inning of work should he finish it. There's no one actively throwing the Oneonta bullpen. There's also no action in the Saugerties bullpen. So Stretche and Callow remain the 2 pitchers right now for both sides. Looking at some out-of-town scores, Amsterdam holding a 5-1 lead over Mohawk Valley. A big game for the Stallions as they remain tied with the Diamond Dogs for second place. Amsterdam with a firm first-place lead in the East. Watertown beating Utica 4-1. Big upset right now as Utica remains the top team in the West. And Batavia picked up a 8-1 win over Geneva earlier today. So some of your out-of-town scores, and we'll keep an eye on that Amsterdam-Mohawk Valley game, but for now, Jake Skrine heading up for the Saugerties Stallions. Skrine 0 for 2 so far today with a flyout and a ground out. First pitch he'll see from Callow is going to be taken outside for a ball. Skrine been one of the hotter Stallion hitters so far. He rode a 4-game hitting streak into the Glens Falls game where he was unable to record a hit. Skrine ahead in the count 1-0. And Callow going to check on Fish, but he gets back in standing. Fish hasn't stolen too many bases so far this year. The last time he was able to steal a bag was back on June 25th against the Dutchman. Not sure how aggressive Adam Cray is going to have his third hitter be, with there being 2 outs already. 1-0 coming to Skrine. He takes that one high for a strike. So far, the Stallions have 1 stolen base on the day that came from the wheels of Colin Mackel. That was in the last inning back in the 5th. Count even on Skrine, 1-1 coming, and that he tries to check his swing, but he will be called a strike as he pulled back on it. So Skrine in a 1-2 hole. Brandon Fish, the runner on at first, still 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Stallions down 3-2 on Oneonta. Callow checks Fish. He's on the move. The 1-2 is going to be taken high, and there will be no throw from Belargin. It's a Benson steal for Brandon Fish. Stallions have a runner in scoring position now, and kind of the same way Colin Mackel stole second base in the last inning. He also stole a base like Brandon Fish with 2 outs. He was on first and stole second. Unfortunately, Mackel wouldn't get past second as Mason Speaker grounded out. Scron looking for different results here. 2-2 pitch coming to Scron, and he pops that one up. In foul territory, heading towards the Oneonta dugout, and that'll get out of play. Brandon Fish now on its scoring position for the Stallions, still 2 outs. Scron had one of his best days for Saugerties 6 days ago in the Boonville doubleheader. Ended that one with 6 hits on 9 tries, 3 RBIs. Both of those came in the first game where the Stallions won. Callow going to call time. Quickly step off the bag. Skrine bumped his average up over 300, now at 303 with 18 RBIs. Does have a home run, which came back on June 10th, the second game Skrine played for the Stallions against Mohawk Valley. That was in Mohawk Valley. Callow checks Fish. 2-2 coming to Skrine. He takes that one low. Back-to-back full counts forced by Freddie Callow, who got the first 2 outs with ease, but has struggled to get out the heart of the Stallion lineup. Garrison Berkeley stands on deck, and he already brought in both of the Stallion runs on his 2 RBI single back in the 4th. Full count pitch coming from Callow, and Skrine swings and misses for strike 3. Skrine was able to work it back up to a full count, but Brandon Fish will now be stranded on at second as we're through 6 here at Canton Field. Oneonta holding on to a 3-2 lead over the Stallions. Don't go anywhere. More action coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. It's another Dallas Hot Wieners call to the bullpen for your Saugerties Stallions as Tyler Stretche's impressive debut comes to an end, and James Riley, or should I say All-Star James Riley, comes up to take the mound for the Stallions. Riley, one of 3 East All-Stars for the Saugerties Stallions, joining Brandon Fish and Colson Buchanan on that team. Riley made his last appearance back on June 7th, a week to the day, when 3 innings against the Amsterdam Mohawks allowed 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. He holds an 0-1 record, has 2 saves to this point this season. He'll be facing 8, 9, and 10 in the Oneonta lineup. And once again, I feel like I've been saying this every inning, but as people continue to comment, we would like to apologize for our issues with the scoreboard that we cannot fix. We'll hopefully have that fixed for tomorrow's game, but it is the top of the 7th inning as Riley's first pitch is going to be a called strike on Chris Belargin. Top of the 7th inning, Oneonta holding a 3-2 lead. I'm trying my best to keep you guys updated with the score and the inning as best as I can. Belargin 2 for 2 today, a perfect 2 for 2 with 2 singles. 0-1 pitch from Riley's going to be just high. James Riley coming from St. Thomas Aquinas University. Made one of his best appearances against these Outlaws back on July 2nd. Went 5 1/3, only allowed 4 hits, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts, and got the save in a Stallion Road win. The 1-1 going to be looked at just in for ball 2. Belargin been the hottest Stallion bat so far today, providing a lot of impact in the bottom of this lineup. The 2-1 pitch coming from Riley, and that's pop foul out towards the first base side. And it's now a 2-2 count to Belargin. Taking a quick look back at Stretch A's impressive debut in a Stallion uniform. 2 innings, only 1 hit, and struck out 4 to keep it a 3-2 game for Oneonta. Count even at 2 to Belargin, circling back to the plate. Riley fires, and that's going to be just high. Count goes full. Belargin getting the nod at catcher for the Outlaws in this game. Seen a variety of different catchers for the Outlaws. Full count pitch coming from Riley. Swung on and missed for strike 3. He gets Belargin chasing at a pitch in the dirt. That's his first strikeout in as many batters today. Also the 4th consecutive strikeout thrown by a Stallion pitcher. Stretch A struck out the side in the 6th inning. That'll bring up Jeff Pierantoni, the number 9 hitter. Pierantoni 0 for 2 so far today. Reached on an error from Evan Goforth his last time up. First pitch coming to him. He checks his swing, and it's to be called the ball on the outside. Pierantoni ahead early on James Riley. A .270 hitter so far this year. The 1-0. That's hit out towards the middle of the infield, and that gets by Fish for a base hit. Pierantoni gets his first hit, and he's on base for the 2nd time today. Now Ryan Martinez coming up. Martinez 0 for 2 so far today. He struck out twice, both times coming against the starting pitcher for today in Andy Affont. Was the last pitcher to face Affont in the day. Did not face Stretch A. Riley checks Pierantoni on a first. First pitch coming from James to be hit high out towards the middle of the infield. Popped up very high. Fish circling in on it, and he'll make the grab at second for out number 2. Martinez didn't get the best contact on that swing, and it leads to the 2nd out in the top of the 7th. Now top of the lineup coming up in Trey Miller. Just a one-man broadcast booth today once again. Logan Barandis on play-by-play. Kyle McMullen still trying to recover from his illness. Wishing him all the best from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Runner on the move as the pitch is going to go low. The throw coming in from Ty, and it will be in time. Pierantoni tried to get a bag, but J.P. Ty says no. And that ends things here in the 7th. It's still a 3-2 Oneonta lead over the Saugerties Stallions, and J.P. Ty making his impact felt as it's stretch time here at Kansas Field. Don't go anywhere. More action coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. New pitcher coming on for the Oneonta Outlaws as Freddie Callow's day is done after just 1 inning. Enter Albert Vargas, also from Hudson Valley Community College, had a 4.50 ERA in 2022 during his collegiate season, and he'll be taking over now in the bottom of the 7th inning. Oneonta up 3-2 on your Saugerties Stallions. Once again, we apologize for our scoreboard issues that we will not be able to fix in this game, but we'll be trying our best to update you on what the score or an actual inning is each and every possible chance we get. Vargas going to be facing 5, 6, and 7 in the Stallion lineup that has just amounted to 4 hits so far today, and 2 of those RBIs have come from the guy leading off this inning in Garrison Berkeley. Vargas continuing to warm up for Oneonta, and this is a big game for both sides in the standings as the Stallions are in 3rd place in the East. Oneonta in that last East Division playoff spot in 4th, and they are 1.5 games back on the Stallions. This will be the final time these two teams meet up all season long. Amsterdam claims a firm lead in 1st place. Mohawk Valley in 2nd. Another team the Stallions will not be playing the rest of the season. Stallions and Mohawk Valley tied in the division. Oneonta in 4th, and Albany a few games back in 5th. Stallions will be playing Amsterdam and Albany quite a few times to finish off this season. As Vargas has finished warming up, and Garrison Berkeley heads to the dish for your Saugerties Stallions. Berkeley 1 for 2 with a 2 RBI single back in the 4th. First pitch coming from the lefty in Vargas, a high breaking ball which misses for a ball. The TCU product extended a 3-game hitting streak where he's gotten 4 hits in those 3 games and 6 RBIs. The 1-0 grounded right back to Vargas, who handles that one on a hop. Lobbed on to first, and that gets well high, and he's going to be safe. Garrison Berkeley legs it out on a lob throw from Albert Vargas, and that'll certainly rerule the knee one. And they will be. The second error for the Oneonta Outlaws, both sides now with 2, and the Stallions have a leadoff runner on. Really no need for Vargas to lob that one like he did. Berkeley was sprinting down the line, and that lob was well high as Garrett Michelle now comes up. First pitch he'll season be taken inside for a strike. Michelle 0 for 2 so far today with a strikeout and a ground out. The hot bat been struggling in his last 2 games to put the ball in play. 0-1 on the way. Breaking ball just misses high, and great take from Michelle. Michelle, a .270 hitter so far this year, 3 home runs, 19 RBIs. Those 3 home runs lead the Stallions, as Brandon Fish and David Shackelford follow a 2 apiece. 1-1. Well high, and there's your chin music for Michelle. He's ahead 2-1. Garrison Berkeley, the base runner on at first, does have some speed on him. His last stolen base came back on July 6th against Utica. Did have 2 stolen bases in a game once against Oneonta. 2-1. Michelle going to chop that one foul. Those 2 stolen bases came back on July 1st, the same game where Garrett Michelle hit his first home run. All of Michelle's 3 home runs coming in the month of July. Yeah, now even at 2 on Michelle. Berkeley not getting a big lead off that bag. The 2-2 as Berkeley's on the move, and that's hit out towards right field, and that gets through for a base hit. The hit and run works to perfection for the Stallions as Berkeley stops on at third, and it's a single for Garrett Michelle. So now runners at the corners with nobody out in the bottom of the 7th for J.P. Ty, who has a chance to really make his presence felt on the bat for the Stallions. This is Ty's first game as a Stallion this year. So far 0 for 2 with a ground out to the pitcher and a strikeout. Tying run at third, go ahead run on at first. First pitch coming to Ty, a high breaking ball that gets inside. And we've seen the Stallions get aggressive numerous occasions this year, and that one of the more successful times they have been aggressive. 1-0 coming to Ty, that breaking ball inside, and it looks like that hit him. Didn't look like it hit him by much, but it will be ruled a hit by pitch nonetheless. And now it's bases loaded for Kip Fugers. That ball didn't get deflected at all. And Ty was immediately running to first base as the umpire signaled it to hit him on the stomach. So Vargas didn't miss by much, and now Fugers with a chance to give the Stallions back the momentum. Fugers looking for his first RBI since July 6th. First pitch he'll see from Vargas is a big swing and miss in the high fastball. Stallions once again down 3-2 in this one, bottom of the 7th. Bases loaded, nobody out. Berkeley on at first, Michelle at second, Ty at first. Fugers down 0-1. Pitch coming from Vargas. Breaking ball goes low. Fugers 1 for 2 so far today. Was able to get on via a single in the third. Grounded out back in the fifth. That single broke a 4-game hitless streak. Vargas has his sign. Count even at 1. Pitch on the way to Fugers. Breaking ball gets in the dirt, and that gets by Belargin. Berkeley on his way home, and he gets in standing up. That wild pitch from Albert Vargas ties this game at 3, and the Stallions still have the momentum. It didn't get by Belargin much, but it got by just enough for Adam Cray to send Berkeley on home. The Stallions score their first run since back in the 4th inning, and Berkeley, of course, is the one across home plate. Michelle advances to third and Ty over to second. Still a 1-1 count to Kip Fugers. Vargas fires, and that's a swing and miss for strike 2. The outside fastball. Fugers a 190 hitter so far this year with 5 RBIs. Big chance to add on to that total in this at-bat. Now the go-ahead run just 90 feet away. Still nobody out. 2-2 coming to Fugers. Well high. Belargin has to stand up to stop that one. As the PA system says, just a bit outside, which it was, and high as well. It's now a full count coming to Fugers with first base open. Fugers has worked the count to the max. Full count pitch from Vargas, and Fugers pops that one up in the infield. That sends Piratoni back, and he'll make the grab still in the infield dirt, and that's an unproductive out from Kip Fugers. So there's still 2 runners in scoring position for Colin Mackel. The game's still tied at 3. Still just 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Mackel 0 for 2 today. He's reached base in both of those at-bats. Reached on an error last time up and got on via fielder's choice in the 3rd. Infield playing in on Colin. First pitch he'll see from Vargas. Going to be taken low for a ball. Third baseman Martinez playing very close to that infield grass, as is the first baseman Perry. Boone, the shortstop, on the grass and pretty much right in front of the second base bag. Mackel ahead 1-0. Pitch from Vargas is going to be taken just high. Mackel currently on a 5-game on-base streak, including this game today. He was hitless in 3 of those games. Just consistently finds a way to get on base. 2-0 now coming to him. That's going to be in the dirt and stopped by Belargin using his chest. That bounced out to his left, but right in front of Michelle, so he could not go anywhere. So it's now a 3-0 count on Colin Mackel. We'll see if he gets the sign to take. Mason Speaker, the 10-hitter, standing on deck. And they will give him the intentional pass. That'll load the bases with a 3-0 count. And now, unlike John Drager in the Albany game, I'm not going to protest for the Albany coach, or for the Oneonta coach for loading up the bases. It brings up the force in any base scenario for Mason Speaker. And there's now a mound visit coming on and a pitching change coming up as well. So Vargas's day, or short day at that, will be done. Who's coming in? Find out after the break. New pitcher coming on for the Oneonta Outlaws as Kyle Locklear from Clarkson University comes in to one of the tougher scenarios you can ask for. Bases loaded with just one out in a 3-3 game in the bottom of the 7th inning. Mason Speaker going to be the first man to greet him. Speaker 0 for 2 so far today with a flyout and a ground out. Garrett Michelle on at third, J.P. Ty at second, Colin Mackel on at first. First pitch of the day for Locklear is going to be taken low for a strike. And we saw this scenario not too long ago on the Stallion side of things. Praxi Vigil came into a bases-loaded no-out scenario with the Stallions up by 1. He got out of the jam, so it's a little easier of a scenario for Locklear and the Outlaws. 0-1 on the way to Speaker. It's going to be low in the dirt. Nice stop by Belargin to keep it in front of him. And again, Vigil got out of that scenario, so John Drager, who criticized him before that inning, was proven wrong. Count even on Speaker. Locklear fires, and that breaking ball caught on a miss, and looked like Speaker got a tip of it, or sounded like at least he got a tip of it. But nonetheless, it ends up in Belargin's glove. Top of the order following Mason Speaker. Stallions looking to get their first lead of the day. Tied up at 3 in the 7th. Locklear has a sign from Belargin. 1-2 on the way. It's going to be bounced in. Belargin once again using his chest to stop it. Speaker, only 4 RBIs driven in so far this year. Good chance to add on to that total. Looking for his first RBIs since all the way back on June 28th, that Mohawk Valley game. Count even at 2 on the Stallion extra hitter. Locklear taking his time on Mason. 2-2 to the TCU product. That's me bounced in as well. Once again in front of Belargin, and now the count is full. One more ball would give the Stallions the lead and keep the bases loaded for the top of the lineup. Speaker's been able to work it back up to a full count after being down 1-2. Full count pitch on the way, and Speaker hits that one out towards left field, and that gets through for a base hit. Mackel in to score. Ty held up at third. It's a go-ahead RBI single for Mason Speaker, and it's a 4-3 Stallions lead. For the first time today, Saugerties is on top, and Mason Speaker, the man to get the job done, and sends it to the top of the lineup. Bases remain loaded now for Jelani Rogers. Rogers still looking for his first hit, has not gotten on base yet today. He's 0 for 3. Stallions now up 4-3. First pitch coming to Rogers, going to be taken high for a strike. Very questionable strike call at that. Stallions have scored 2 runs in both the 4th and the 7th. It's now 4-3 in the top of the 7th. Bases loaded with 1 out. 0-1 now coming to Jelani. He takes that one on the inside for a strike as well. That one a little bit easier of a strike call to make. Ty on at third, Mackel at second, Mason Speaker on a first, still 1 out. 0-2 coming from Locklear. That breaking ball going to be taken, and that finds the dirt. Jelani Rogers playing left field in this matchup. He's normally played right and center field so far this season. It's his first appearance at left field on the year. 1-2 on the way to Rogers. He takes that one just high. It's been a quiet day for Jelani Rogers. Has not gotten on base yet. Has only had 1 ball hit to him on the defensive side of things. Looking to make an impact on the offensive end with the bat. 2-2 pitch coming. Rogers pops that one up. Staying on the infield. Perry ranging towards it. He'll make the grab. And there's now 2 away. So Stallions have loaded the bases pretty quickly in this inning, but 2 pop-ups now bringing it to 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Evan Goforth up. Goforth 0 for 2 today, has not put the ball in play. 2 strikeouts and a walk. And time will be called as the Outlaws will get a new ball. Coming to today, Locklear has not allowed a run through 6 innings and struck out 14 in that span. Goforth digs in for his 4th at-bat on the day. Stallion number 2 hitter. Locklear has his sign. First pitch on the way to Goforth, and he checks his swing, but it's a called strike in the lower part of the zone. Goforth, like Garrison Berkeley, been one of the hotter Stallion hitters in the lineup. 305 average so far this year. 0-1 pitch coming to him, and Goforth swings and misses for strike 2. A hefty swing from Evan. Goforth has 4 hits during the Stallion series against the Outlaws this year. Went 2 for 2 back on July 2nd against the Outlaws. He's now down in the count 0-2. Locklear delivers, and he checks his swing, but it's a called ball in the upper part of the zone. Including today, Goforth has managed to reach base in every game against the Outlaws, whether it be a hit or via a walk. Time quickly called by the pitcher. Stallions looking to extend their newly found lead late in this game, bottom of the 7th. And Locklear once again calling time, and Ballarge going to have a quick meeting with his catcher with all the Outlaws need are 1 strike. No action in the Stallion bullpen, so it looks like we will see James Riley to come out and keep this lead once this inning comes to an end. Quick mound visit over for Oneonta. One, 2 coming, Evan Goforth. That's going to be low in the dirt. Evan stays alive. Goforth, one of many players on the Stallion team, who plays college ball with the Indiana Hoosiers. Unlike those other Indiana players, he's not in the transfer portal. 2-2 coming to him, and he chops that one foul. Very nice defensive swing there by Evan Goforth. Able to keep the at-bat going. Now a 2-2 count with 2 outs. Bases remain loaded for Evan. 2-2 pitch to Goforth. That's going to be well outside. So Goforth was down 0-2, and the count's now full. Locklear having trouble getting the Outlaws out of this inning. Allowed the go-ahead hit to Mason Speaker. Did get a pop out against Jelani Rogers. That run still going to be accredited to Vargas. Both these runs in the second inning going to be accredited to Freddie Vargas. Full count pitch on the way to Goforth, and he chops that one foul. Out towards the third base side, right into the hands of Adam Cray, the third base coach, who lobs that one back over to Pickle, the ball boy, or the bat boy. Balls and bats, both a part of baseball. He just happens to be called the bat boy. Goforth keeping this long at-bat alive for the Stallions in this bottom of the 7th inning. Locklear looking to end this 7th inning. Full count pitch one more time. That's low for ball 4. Evan Goforth forces the bases loaded walk. Tie comes to cross home plate. It's now a 5-3 Stallions lead, and the bases remain loaded for Brandon Fish. And Brandon Fish time after time, been one of the best Stallions hitters. Has stayed at the 3 spot all season long, and now with a chance to show why. First pitch coming to the lefty. Fish takes it low for a called strike. Fish has reached base all 3 times so far today, 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a walk. Came around to score back in the 4th. 0-1 on the way to Brandon. Cut on and missed by Fish. And he's down 0-2 just like Goforth was in the last at-bat. Brandon Fish, the lone East All-Star in the lineup for the Saugerties Stallions. The other 2 All-Stars on the pitching end of things. 0-2 to Fish, and he bounced in the dirt. One of those All-Stars in James Riley pitching in this game. All 3 of these runs being accredited to Vargas, the pitcher that came in before Locklear. If Mackle scores, he will be a run counted for Vargas as well. Fish still in the count 1-2. Locklear delivers, and that's pop foul. That gets over the press box. Fish on a 3-game hitting streak has 5 RBIs in those 3 games. He has 26 RBIs coming into this game. 1-2 on the way to Fish. He looks at that one just low. Good eye from Brandon Fish, and he stays in the at-bat. So it's deuces wild in the 7th inning. 2-2 count with 2 outs. Stallions up 5-3. 2-2 pitch on the way to Fish is going to be a called strike 3. That just snuck into the upper part of the zone from Kyle Locklear. So the inning comes to an end for the Stallions, but not before 3 huge runs come across for the Saugerties Stallions, with the big hit being an RBI single off the bat of Mason Speaker. It's a 5-3 lead heading into the top of the 8th inning. Don't go anywhere. More to come. Much more to come. After this, you're listening to Saugerties Stallions Baseball from the Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel and the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallion Baseball brought to you by Saugerties Athletic Association, where having fun is what matters. And by Sawyer Savings. Local banking is banking made easier. James Riley back out for the Saugerties Stallions. It is the top of the 8th inning. Stallions up 5-3. Once again, to all our listeners, we apologize for our issues with the scoreboard today that we will not be able to fix, unfortunately, for today's game. And trying to bunt on a hit will be Trey Miller, and it will be ruled a foul. It will be ruled an out, actually. Still confused what that call was, but Trey Miller now standing. He can't believe it as well. All of us just confused on why the home plate umpire called him an out, and the Oneonta coach now coming out to argue it as well. The bunt was in a perfect spot off the bat of Trey Miller, right in front of the catcher and tie. But it was called initially foul by the home plate umpire and then called out. Trey Miller now stepping back to the dugout as there will be no overturn on this review. So now it'll be back to Broderick, the number 2 hitter for Oneonta. Still no clue on what that will actually be ruled yet. We'll let you know what the ruling is once we find out. Now first pitch to Broderick will go low for ball 1. So it's a quick out for James Riley, as the Stallions only need 5 more now to secure a 5-3 win. 1-0 on the way to Broderick, and he hits that one out towards the right side of the infield. Fish coming, and the short throw on to first will be in time for out number 2. So 2 quick outs now from James Riley in the Stallion defense. And Devin Boone looking to keep this inning going for Oneonta. Boone so far 1 for 3 on the day with a single and 2 groundouts. Riley has his son. First pitch on the way to Boone. It's going to be well high. Riley coming into this game has a 2.35 ERA, 24 strikeouts through 23 innings. Definitely earning that all-star nod that he was given on the East Division. 1-0 on the way. High as well. So Riley able to get 2 quick outs to open up the 8th inning. Oneonta 3 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors. Stallions 5 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors. 2-0 coming to Boone. Will be taken for a strike on the inside. Devin Boone coming from Marist University. Stallions have also many Marist teammates. Colin Mackel and Nico Amory, just some of the few. 2-1, going to be just missing on that inside part of the zone. Boone, a .369 hitter so far this year, 17 RBIs, hitting .333 this year against the pitcher in Riley. He's ahead on James, 3-1. Riley delivers, and it's called strike on the inside. It's now full count coming. Boone looking to keep the inning alive for the middle of the Oneonta lineup. Full count pitch on the way from Riley, and it's taken for ball 4. Just missing on the inside was James Riley, and Oneonta has a base runner with 2 outs. Now to bring up Jelani Hamer. Hamer 0 for 3 today so far. Raced on an error and came around to score in the 2nd. Flew out in the 3rd and grounded out in the 5th. Boone, the runner on at first. It's the top of the 8th inning here at Canton Field as day turns to night. It's been night for a little bit. First pitch coming to Hamer is going to be taken for a strike on the inside. Riley attacking that part of the zone early, and he's found good results on it so far. 4, 5, and 6 will be coming up for the Stallions in the bottom half of the 8th, looking to add some insurance runs. They'll check on Hamer at first, and he gets back in safely. And Hamer, a very dangerous runner. If you remember, he was able to score on a lob throw from the catcher to the pitcher for the game's first run. Hamer on the move. The 0-1 is high, and there won't be a throw from Ty. Devin Boone able to reach via the stolen base. Hamer at the dish. First stolen base of the day for Boone. Haven't been a lot of stolen bases from either side. Outlaws been caught twice trying to steal. 1-1 now coming to Hamer as he be taken inside for a ball. Stallion bench thought they had that call. Outlaws have a runner in scoring position with 2 away. Riley checks the runner at second. 2-1 coming. That's hit out towards left field. That'll send Rogers racing back on the track, and he'll just make the grab. He bangs into the wall afterwards. What a running catch from Jelani Rogers out in left to end things on the top of the 8th. It's a scoreless inning for James Riley as the Stallions hold on to a 5-3 lead heading to the bottom of the 8th inning. Don't go anywhere. More action coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallions baseball brought to you by Stella Artois. Grab an ice-cold Stella at the Stallions watering trough. And by Steyrs, celebrating over 50 years of keeping you on the road. Bottom of the 8th inning coming up here at Gansine Field. 4, 5, and 6 coming up for your Saugerties Stallions, clinging on to a 5-3 lead. Once again, for our listeners at home, we apologize for issues with the scoreboard today that we will not be able to fix. Stallions up 5-3 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Jake Skrine, the first hitter up. First pitch coming to him is going to be taken low for a strike. Skrine is 0 for 3 so far today with a fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout. Stallions are able to retake the lead, or take the lead for the first time rather, with a 3-run 7th. That 0-1 pitch is popped up on the left side, right side of the infield as Pierre and Tony ranges into the outfield grass. He'll make the grab for the first out. One quick out for the Stallion offense. And now Garrison Berkeley coming up. Berkeley has reached base in both of his at-bats so far. He led off the last inning in the 7th with an error on the pitcher in Vargas, who tried to lob a throw over while Berkeley was sprinting over to that first base bag. First pitch coming to Berkeley is going to be taking a breaking ball right down the middle. Berkeley's 2 RBI single provided the game's first runs, or the team's first runs back in the 4th. 0-1 to Garrison. That one just finds the outside part of the zone for strike 2. Kyle Locklear remains in the game after closing out the 7th inning for the Oneonta Outlaws. Berkeley will battle back in the count, down 0-2. Locklear delivers. That's bounced in. Berkeley, a .315 hitter so far this year. Has not recorded a hit this year against Locklear, despite facing him a few times. Berkeley still behind at the count, 1-2. Pitch coming from Locklear, and that's going to be just fouled off, and that finds the backstop. Garrison Berkeley is in the transfer portal after playing his first collegiate season at TCU, and really showing out to all these college coaches over these past couple weeks with the hot streak he's been on. 1-2 on the way, well outside. Garrett Michelle stands on deck. Stallions looking for some insurance runs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Count even at 2 is pitch on the way as Berkeley fouls that one over the backstop. Berkeley's defensive swing able to keep him in the at-bat. There is action in the Oneonta bullpen. They've already used 4 pitchers to this point, with Locklear being number 4. Count remains at 2-2. Locklear fires, and that's hit hard out towards right center field. That sends Miller racing back, and he'll make the grab very close to the warning track. 2 down now for the Stallions in the bottom of the 8th inning. Garrett Michelle walking up to the plate. Michelle was able to get a big single on a hit and run started by Garrison Berkeley in the last inning. He came around to score. Michelle 1 for 3 today. First pitch coming from Locklear to Michelle, and that's to be taken just low. Michelle will be attending Virginia Tech University once the year comes to an end. He's a high school senior. 1-0 on the way to Garrett. That's a big swing and miss for strike 1. Count even at 1 as the pitch is on the way, and that's going to be taken right down the middle for strike 2. It's Michelle behind early. Locklear working quickly on Garrett. 1-2 upcoming. That's cut on a miss for strike 3, and Belargin able to hold on to it on the foul tip for a quick bottom of the 8th inning. It's a 1-2-3 inning forced by Locklear, and the Stallions just 3 outs away from their 4th straight victory. It's still 5-3. Saugerties leads over the Oneonta Outlaws. James Riley comes out to close things out for your Stallions. Don't go anywhere. More Stallion baseball coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallions baseball brought to you by the facility, promoting physical fitness and athleticism in a fun and safe environment. The Emerson Report. Treat yourself to a getaway at the Emerson. And by Ulster Savings, your full-service bank from checking to loans, insurance, and investment services, as well as this beautiful broadcast booth that we're in right now. Top of the ninth inning coming up for the Saugerties Stallions, holding on to a 5-3 lead over the Oneonta Outlaws. James Riley back out for another inning, looking to finish off things for the Saugerties Stallions and get himself the win. It'll be Connor Cooney to lead things off for Oneonta, needing 2 to tie. First pitch coming from Riley's going to be taken on the outside for a ball. Cooney 1 for 2 so far today with a walk and a single and a strikeout. Came around to score twice. Riley behind 1-0. Pitch on the way. That's hit, popped up. Ranging towards the middle of the infield. Fish circling in on it. And he'll make the grab for out number 1. It's one quickly down for Oneonta. And now Ryan Weiss coming up. Weiss had a rough day at the plate so far. 0 for 3. A flyout, a pop-up, and a strikeout. Riley just 2 outs away from securing the Stallions' 4th consecutive win. First pitch coming to Weiss, going to be taken high, but it comes back in for a strike. James Riley already has 1 save against the Outlaws, which is a 5-inning save, earned him player of the game. Looking for a win against Oneonta. 0-1 coming to Weiss. That's grounded out towards third. Fugers on the other underhand hop. Throw on to first. Will be in time. And the Outlaws are down to their final out. And now to bring up someone looking to change his fortunes at the plate today in Dylan Perry. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Looking to avoid the game-ending golden sombrero. First pitch on the way to Perry. It's going to be taken high. Stallion defense, or Stallion infield rather, playing deep and shaded to the right. Evan Goforth right on that second base bag. Brandon Fish in the outfield grass. 1-0 on the way. And Perry grounds that one right back to Riley. It comes out of his glove, but he gets right back there. Throw on to first will be in time for the final out. James Riley holds strong for the Saugerties Stallions, picks up his first win of the season, and it's now 4 straight victories for your Saugerties Stallions. They hold on to beat the Oneonta Outlaws 5-3. It was an impressive game for your Saugerties Stallions, and they were able to avenge their big loss against the Oneonta Outlaws on the road. And the Outlaws, the same team which the Stallions were unable to beat for their last loss, but now they get their revenge on Oneonta in a big divisional win. James Riley was able to hold strong to end this game for your Stallions. He came in through 3 scoreless innings when the Stallions found themselves down 3-2, and he was able to come on and provide the Stallions with a much-needed victory. And they now jump Mohawk Valley in the standings, in that East Division standings, with playoffs roaming near for the Stallions. They are already down 8-2, Mohawk Valley is, and we are going to head now down to the field, almost ready. It's for the Ulster Savings Player of the Game. Let me know when you're ready, Ori. Still waiting on the signal. And we are now ready. The Ulster Savings Player of the Game in Mason Speaker.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with tonight's Ulster Savings Player of the Game in Mason Speaker. You managed to only get 1 hit on the night, but it was the fatal hit against the Outlaws, driving in that game go-ahead run late in the game. And I'd have to say, that brought a lot of momentum into the dugout, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. We were definitely carrying that over, especially into like the 8th and the 9th with Riley. It helped a lot.
And now you guys are on a 4-game win streak, heading to Eastfield tomorrow to go on against the Glens Falls Dragons for the 3rd time this week. What do you got to do to carry that momentum through?
Just keep it going, keep the bats going. I mean, we've had some pretty good favor over at Glens Falls, as you know. Just do that, keep the offense up. I think it's hot right now, and pitching has always been our strong suit. So.
All right, thanks a lot, Mason. Guys.
Thank you, John. That was the Ulster Savings Player of the Game in Mason. Speaker had a big hit, the go-ahead single back in that 8th inning for the Stallions. They were able to hold on after that for the 5-3 win. For everyone here in the Ulster Savings broadcast booth, for our second man in the booth in John Drager, interview man, I am Logan Barandis. We thank you for listening to today's broadcast from Canton Field in the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. The Saugerties Stallions hit the road tomorrow. It's back to Glens Falls as they take on the Dragons for another matchup against them. So you don't want to miss that game and all the action for the rest of the season. And once again, I'm Logan Barandis. We thank you.